Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here to watch Estonia. Yeah, it's next episode of Geography Now. We're doing every country in the world, alphabetical order. And yeah, Estonia, isn't that I don't know, like, isn't it like next to Russia? Watch me be way off. It's like a northern country, kind of, isn't it? Isn't it? Actually, I kind of regret even saying this now because I'm gonna be way off, and then I'm gonna upset people. So I'm sorry, I really am. But let's jump into it. Please hit the like and subscribe below if you haven't yet. Please and thank you. And let's get to it. Estonia. That rolls off the tongue really cool. Dun, dun, dun. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And we're going to get to it.
Once upon a time, there was a nerdy girl in school who was always getting picked on. One day, the school had a talent show. She took off her glasses and sang with a passion beyond all comprehension. Every guy asked her out after that. That's basically Estonia.
Okay.
It's time to learn geography
now! Hey everyone, I'm your host Barbie. Welcome back to Europe, and we have reached our first country in the Baltic, Estonia. This is gonna get good, trust me.
Europe.
But first, Estonia is without a doubt Europe's little wild card. You never know what you're going to get with these people, but they always seem to surprise you. First of all, Estonia is classified as a North European country. Do not call them Eastern, as it has former USSR connotations that they do not want to be affiliated with. Located on the Baltic Sea, just a short ferry ride south below their brothers in Finland, bordered by Russia to the east and Latvia to the south. The country is divided into 15 counties, or maakunnat, with the capital Tallinn, located in the north just on the Gulf of Finland in the Baltic. However, it's been said that the country kind of rotates capitals around the year, as Tartu is considered the cultural capital with its juxtaposition of classic and postmodern architecture and a myriad of conceptually abstract statues. And then there's Pärnu, considered the summer capital with its rockin' beach and bonfire parties. These three cities also host the largest airports. The country owns over 2,200 islands and islets, and the largest ones being Saaremaa and Hiiumaa, which act as their own counties. When it comes to their borders with Russia, things get a little weird. To this day, many maps of Estonia in Estonia still include the areas of East Narva or Ivanograd, with the two opposing castles facing each other on the river, and the South Petseri or Petserimaa region, which were respectively annexed by Russia technically, but there's still an ownership dispute, kind of. It's weird. Not only that, but there are also some strange border disparities, like the Narva River waterway exit into the largest lake, Lake Peipus or Peipsi, Peipsi, the largest transboundary lake in Europe. And then there's the Satsé Butte, a part of Russia that overlaps the Estonian 178 road for only 900 meters. Drivers from Estonia are not required to carry permits when passing through on car, but they're not allowed to pass on foot or stop by and pick any of the mushrooms. The Latvian border is pretty simple and straightforward until you get to the town of Valga, in which you get another Haskell Library incident in which the entire town is split in half by the border running straight through streets and roads. Speaking of roads, in the wintertime when the Baltic freezes over, a charming little miracle happens. Estonia gains the world's longest ice road that travels from the mainland to Hiiumaa Island in the west. The road is about 26 kilometers long and operates between January and March when the ice is just thick enough to carry the weight of most vehicles.
Cool.
Speaking of roads again, Estonia has strict rules on wearing reflective clothing at night. If you are caught at
How's that? But resulting in the Russian Estonia border there, or even that road where you have to drive, not walk. Is there ever any skirmishes between maybe the police from both sides, or is there ever the skirmishes on the news, or maybe not skirmishes, just politics stuff on the news, maybe both sides trying to pull their weight? That'd be interesting. The ice road is pretty cool. I've seen episodes of Ice Road Truckers, which obviously they ship goods while it's frozen, so it's kind of cool how there's a lot more places like that.
Speaking of roads again, Estonia has strict rules on wearing reflective clothing at night. If you are caught at night not wearing something that helps others see you, you could get up to 400 euros in a fine. Otherwise, Estonia is quite a charming place with quaint towns and saunas everywhere, and clear Wi-Fi can be found even in the most remote areas in the country. Even in the middle of the forest, which is actually kind of growing pretty fast. Let's explain in
In the forest? Yeah, please explain.
Okay, I didn't really think it was going to be this easy, but one way you can remember what Estonia is like is that it's really actually kind of stony. Found in the lush forests and meadows, Estonia is actually home to more giant boulders than any other European nation, over 60 of which have diameters over 30 meters wide, all of which protected by the government. Not only that, but Estonia also has more meteorite craters per square kilometer than anywhere else in Europe for some reason. The most notable ones being the Kali craters on Saaremaa Island and the massive 8-kilometer wide Neugrund crater under the sea with impact residue pieces found all over the coast of Osumar in the north. And not only that, but Estonia is also Europe's largest shale oil producer, second in the world after China, with most of the rocky deposits found along the north and northeastern parts of the country. By the way, little side note.
Wow.
Only Verizon gives you more of the best. 5G from America's most reliable network.
right.
More plans you can mix and match and save. More of the entertainment you love. And the phone you want on us. All starting at just $35. Only from Verizon.
We're gonna skip that.
Shale oil is an unconventional source of fuel in which the oil is trapped in rock fragments and extracted in a process that adds.
I didn't go back, but when you did say shell oil, I was like, I didn't want to feel like an idiot and not know what that is. So I was like, I'm just not gonna say nothing. But since he's explaining it, that's obvious. It makes it obvious that not everyone knows what it is. So guilty, I didn't know what it was. So this is cool how they're explaining it, because I was like, shell oil. I was like, should I know this?
Source of fuel in which the oil is trapped in rock fragments and extracted in a process that adds hydrogen to remove impurities.
Simply put, Estonia is pretty lush and beautiful. They're actually going through a reforestation phase right now, partially thanks to the declining population, in which now over half of the entire country, some numbers estimate over 60%, is covered in forest. Estonia is generally flat. I mean, the highest point, Suurmunamägi, or Egg Mountain, is only 318 meters tall, and at over 1,400 they have a ton of lakes and even more small ponds. The rest of the country is comprised of open bogs, fens, and wetlands. They're never short in supply of fresh, boggy mud. And waterfalls, oh my gosh, some amazing ones like in Valaste, Yagala, and Keayoa Falls are some of the most pristine, magnificent nature sites. But definitely try not to miss out on the national animal, the charming blue barn swallow. In terms of produce, Estonia is a very hearty meat and potatoes type of country, with national dishes like blood sausage and lingonberries, and raim or Baltic dwarf herring. They love that hard liquor, and it comes really cheap too. Because the alcohol is expensive and highly regulated by their government, Finnish people typically take the 45-minute ferry to Estonia simply to just buy cheap alcohol and come back. I'm not even joking. Oh, Estonia, you people are so unique. Let's tell the world who you are.
I'm assuming you guys get a lot, potentially waterfalls and rocks and creators. You guys must get. I'm assuming you get some good tourism over there. Well, obviously from Finland, because you guys got some cheap booze. But yeah, you guys are pretty cool right now. Don't ruin it.
Back. I'm not even joking. Oh, Estonia, you people are so unique. Let's tell the world who you are.
Okay. Who are you guys?
Ah, Estonia, you want so bad to be labeled as Nordic. You're so close, but yeah, not quite there. First of all, the country has about 1.3 million people and has seen a 19% population decline in the past 2 decades. The country is made up of nearly 70% of people that identify as ethnically Estonian, about 23% of the country is Russian, and the remainder are mostly Ukrainians, Finns, and other people groups. The national currency is the euro. They use the type F outlet and drive on the right side of the road. Estonians speak Estonian, a Uralic-based language in the same group as Finnish. Hungarian is technically a far-off distant cousin that they kind of lost contact with. Almost every Estonian I talked to has said that they can probably understand Finnish better than the Finns can understand them due to the fact that they have regular access to Finnish TV, whereas the Finns don't have Estonian. If they listen very hard, they might be able to have like a very basic conversation with each other. However, to speed things up, they usually just speak English. By the way, Estonia is fairly English-friendly as it is taught in schools, and most of the younger generation can carry on a decent conversation. Now, culture-wise, Estonia may be small, but is packed with detail. First of all, throughout history, they were either subject to the Danes, Swedes, and the Germans, or the Russians, until finally they gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, literally by singing. Seriously. In 1987, Estonia was the first Soviet republic to defy the Soviet army, and they started to gather in huge crowds and spontaneously started singing Estonian national songs, which were strictly forbidden. And without any bloodshed, eventually won their independence. They gained freedom through song, which is why it's no surprise that at over 133,000, Estonia has the largest collection of written folk songs out of any country in the world. They take singing seriously seriously here. And swinging. Estonians invented the sport of kicking, which is like when a person gets on a swing with solid arms made of steel with the objective to swing an entire 360 degrees around the fulcrum. Today, Estonia has developed dramatically from its former years.
How many people can do that? Man, that is scary as hell. I know if I'm on a regular swing, and when you get kind of like above the bar, man, that scares the crap out of me, man. Dang, you guys are thrill seekers, man. That's wild.
An entire 360 degrees around the fulcrum. Today, Estonia has developed dramatically from its former years. Estonia is a highly tech-savvy country with more startups per capita than anywhere else in Europe. They invented Hotmail, Kazaa, and Skype, which was pretty much invented by Estonians. I mean, there was a Swede and a Dane involved somewhere, but the Estonians did pretty much all of the programming. Now, here's the thing. To this day, Estonia has the highest prevalence of females to males in the world, with 0.84 men for every 1 woman. It's been said the reasoning behind this is because so many of the men were killed during the Soviet times, leaving an influx of women behind. To this day, Estonia also has the highest number of international fashion models per capita in the world. I mean, after all those years of getting the pick of the litter, I guess Estonians bred some really attractive people. Unfortunately, Estonia also has one of the highest unmarried and single parent ratios in Europe as well. Part of this has to do with the fact that Estonia disputedly has the lowest importance of religion on any country in Europe, as less than 20% claim to be affiliated with any religion at all. Therefore, many people don't really see a need for marriage as grounds to define the relationship, as it has just social and sometimes even religious institutional connotations that has no bearance on their lives, and they choose to just kind of bypass it altogether. To this day, many Estonian children are raised by a single parent who may cohabit with another partner, but almost likely will never get married. Which is funny because they really do well at wife-carrying competitions. We'll explain more about that in the Finland episode. But we will talk more about Finland in...
Only Verizon gives you more of the best. 5G from America's most reliable network. More plans you can mix it.
Hey, I'm a single dad. Maybe I should move to Estonia where there's more women at, maybe I'd have a better chance, maybe I'll just keep that in mind.
Match and save. More of the entertainment you love. And the phone you want on us. All starting at just $35. Only from Verizon.
All right, Verizon.
Okay, so since the fall of the Soviet Union, Estonia has pretty much re-revolutionized the entire way that they engage with outsiders. In 2004, they joined the European Union and quickly gained ties to the Nordic countries that they've longed to unite with for forever. Iceland was actually the first country to recognize their independence, and Estonians to this day even consider themselves Nordic, although the term is kind of debatable with other Nordic countries. Again, after the fall of the Soviet Union, Estonia actually kind of still kept close ties with all the other former states that also gained independence, like in Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, as well as the Caucasus regions, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia. It was kind of like, hey, remember the old days when big old Russia used to control us? Well, not anymore. High five, bro! Lithuania and Latvia are kind of like the two friends that they used to play with in the sandbox when they were kids, but then they kind of grew up and kind of stopped hanging out. Lithuania and Latvia are kind of like, Estonia, just accept the fact that you are Baltic, not Nordic. Join us! Their best friends, however, would have to be Finland. Finland is kind of like the bigger brother that has always loved his little sister, but hated seeing her get tossed around from empire to empire. They share the same cultures and general life values and have always been there for each other as the last surviving Uralic peoples on the planet. In conclusion, if Europe was a choir, Estonia would be like that one girl who didn't get any solos, but then gets to sing that one high note that causes the whole crowd to give her a standing ovation. Stay tuned, Ethiopia is coming up next.
So, I guess we'll solve this in the comments. Is Estonia Nordic? You guys can let me know in the comments whether you're from there or not from there. But if you say it, you have to say where you're from. Like, I'm Russian and I think Estonia is Nordic, or I think Estonia is Baltic. So you say where you're from and then say what you think, because I'm guessing now that's going to be a big thing, depending on where someone's from, is what their point of view of that is. So whether you're from there or not from there, that'd be kind of cool to find out in the comments. But yes, I really liked this episode. A lot of cool facts, a lot of cool things. Like Estonia, you guys, a lot of cool stuff going on. Yeah, definitely well done. The other country I wouldn't mind visiting. You definitely want to visit there, right? There's more women than dudes, right? But anyway, guys, please hit that like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And another awesome episode. Please continue the journey with me. And yeah, lots of fun to come, guys. Let's get out of here. Peace.